Hi Geminis, and welcome to your May 2020 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to speak about the energies coming in for your sign this month. Welcome back. I hope that you guys are doing really well. I like the energy coming in for you, Gemini. I think that you're going to feel a lot of relief once you get firmly planted into your time of the year. Oftentimes there are a few stresses or a few odd experiences that come in when we are operating in the 12th house, which you do in the beginning of May during Taurus season. You're feeling like you want to get back to your time of the year. You're almost there. It's kind of like the feeling of being on a long drive. You're almost home, but you're not quite there. So a lot of you might be having that feeling and kind of, feeling really close to something. That's kind of what I feel your energy in May to be a lot about, is like feeling almost there, feeling really close. You're about to cross a hurdle. We're all kind of there because of the, societal implications right now. We're like, okay, maybe it's going to be over soon. Maybe we're going to be moving on. And perhaps towards the end of May, as we get to your time of the year, Gemini, perhaps things will really start to get back to normal a little bit and we'll really be able to get out of our shell again. That's kind of what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that Gemini season of 2020 does show the status quo kind of being like re-implemented. What I mean by that is like getting back to normal. So I really do think that you will feel like you're getting back to normal to some degree, certainly by like the beginning of June. Okay. So make your plans, I would say like make your plans around that time frame to like really be in your comfort zone in June again. You have a lot of emotional needs that need to be met in May. That's something that I feel really strongly. I think you've been a little bit slighted maybe, or you just feel that you're not getting your fill or you're not getting your needs met. And I really think that ends in May for you, right around mid-May where you see the tower reversed. Around the second week, you're going to feel that ends or it upends itself. So maybe there is a bit of upheaval, or maybe you just barely bypass this feeling of being stuck or this feeling of being caught up in something that's really chaotic, because the tower reversed tends to show that we kind of like bypass a falling out, or we bypass some like a train wreck or something. So I do feel that for you, but nonetheless, you probably sense that in your vicinity, or you sense that there's like something unwell or unstable even. Maybe you're having to really be around unstable people, or you feel like you can't get away from people who are very volatile. I feel that really strongly for Gemini too, and May needs to correct that. By the time you get to your birthday or your time of the year, as a Gemini, you want to see that things are getting softer, and you want to see that maybe there's even a little bit of predictability there. And I think that you're getting strong enough to give that to yourself. So strong enough to finally go on your own, or strong enough to finally get your home in order, or to get your environment in order and more soft, basically. There is going to be new creative insight coming for you in the month of May too. This is going to come more towards the latter part of the month. So around fourth week, you're going to feel like Ace of Wands energy coming in, which deals with a new creative expression or a new idea or a new yearning, even like wanting to do something new or wanting to see something new. So hopefully you'll maybe be able to get out of the house more towards the end of the month, or you'll be able to get a bit more adventurous, because I think that you guys need that a lot. What I also see before we get into the week to week is you might kind of be stopping yourself from doing things, and that's appropriate sometimes. Having been in the quarantines, having been in the indoors so much, we've had to like have a lot of responsibility, and despite maybe wanting to go out to the restaurant, we've had to stay indoors. So that's good and safe to some degree. But Six of Swords reversed and Justice reversed, that says to me that you are blocking yourself from something and inhibiting yourself from something. And assuming that the end of May gets us a little bit more autonomous, like more autonomy and independence, I would want to see you guys going out on a limb for yourself and not being afraid to make progress there. You want to kind of progress forward towards the end of May, or else there could be some more arguments or more instability. Having Five of Wands, having the Tower, and even Ace of Wands, it's kind of like temperamental energy as well. And it's kind of, 1 second things are really smooth, and just again with one individual heartbeat, or with one drop of a coin or something, there's a very temperamental like explosion around you. And we're all kind of dealing with that too. If you saw my May video for all the signs, you would have seen that I was talking about how, like, so instantaneously the whole narrative can shift, and so instantaneously things can kind of either go awry or get healed. And why that's so unpredictable and why that's so volatile deals a lot with your time of the year coming, Gemini. Gemini can be like really dodgy or really quick when it's not safe feeling. You know, it's a very coordinated, very fast moving energy. And if it feels trapped or if it feels like held back, it's going to just like really immediately with the snap of a finger, like it's just going to like get out of that. So that's kind of what I'm feeling you guys doing. And it might be good to remember that you have that capability. Okay, quick week to week, Gemini. You guys have Queen of Cups rooted down by Strength in the first week of May. So the first week is beautiful. I don't see anything wrong there. And I really feel like you're resting enough there. You know, this might actually be, for those of you who aren't working or for those of you who are indoors or in isolation or anything, this might be one of your last chances to really get caught up on rest and to really get caught up on just some rejuvenation, some self-rejuvenation. So take the baths, you know, prepare nice food for yourself if you have that. Take as many hours of sleep as you like. Hydrate yourself. The first week is actually going to be like a nice feeling of like settling into whatever this has been for you. And that's going to give you strength. You know, you might get caught up on like a year's worth of sleep in the first week of May. Now, for those of you who are still working, if you're in essential business or if you're working from home or whatever it is, you're going to understand how to make that more valuable, or also how to do it and not be drained, or do it and not be like burned out. Okay. So the first week of May is really going to teach you, again, whether you're working or whether you're not working, it's going to teach you how to work with your energy in a more appropriate way and in a more lasting and encouraging way. You might also have some kind of emotional release during the first week of May too, and that will make you stronger because that won't be holding you down or casting a shadow on you or creating a burden. So yeah, maybe it's good to journal out like all those things that have been holding you down for a while, or maybe it's good to just like, I don't know, ritualize or symbolize the release of something old that's still weighing you down. I feel that really strongly for the first week. Week number 2, the Tower reversed, rooted down by 4 of Pentacles. So the second week, again, I think that you really bypass. That's what I'm hearing, is you're bypassing something chaotic or volatile. And how do you do that? How do you kind of feel that wind coming? That's going to be really clear when you feel like you have to like really hold things or constrain things. So 4 of Pentacles is about like holding a grudge or saving something up or holding back. If you feel that, like when you're communicating with people, like, oh, I'm really having to hold back, like I can't speak my truth, I can't speak to this person authentically, I just have to hold back so much, that's a good sign that something really volatile could soon come. That's a good sign that something chaotic is around the corner. So the key with that is to make the needed changes when it's possible again. You know, I think everybody has a few things in their lives right now that are not meant to be here much longer. And those things are going to make themselves really clear. So the Tower's been coming up a lot this month, where we all have that potential if we're really grasping and holding on to things that we know are not getting us anywhere. And there are so many signs right now, so many symbols like present synchronicities all around us that will really clearly show us what is and isn't right for us right now. So pay attention to that and try to bypass these like arguments or these exchanges or these volatile people, like people that you know that are volatile, like old friends or people that you don't even have to be around. Okay, so people who you're not living with that you know are not safe people or something, avoid that at all costs. Okay, but it's a little bit more tough when you're like living with these people, or it's like a forced it's like a coworker or something. That's a different story. But if you have the control, really watch out for people that are volatile. Anyway, week number 3, Gemini, you have Justice reversed, rooted down by 6 of Swords reversed. So third week of May is There's a tough challenge for you there. Not going to be tough for all of you. For those of you who know how to work with the energy and know how to make the needed changes, it's easy. But I do think that you're holding yourself back with something in the third week. And we're moving into Gemini season during that time. So that can always be hard. Like the week that we move into our season typically really shows a lot. So try not to worry too much about it. But for you, Gemini, it's going to really touch on feelings of unfairness, feelings of being slighted, and feelings of like not having taken a chance or not having gone when we wanted to. So you could right that wrong during the third week of May. I feel pretty confident about it. But also what you can do is try to not get too caught up in it either. Like accept what the past has been, make the needed changes for the future, really watch out for past tripping during that time, because I don't really feel like it's anything really current to that moment that's a problem. It's like a head game, basically. And Gemini is a head game type of sign. So the mentality is so strong, and the Gemini has a rulership over the conscious mind and over how we think in the way that it's like different from our outside environment, and in the way that there's like duality in that sense. You know, we can think about being inside the house when we're outside the house. That's like a split of reality. So that's Gemini territory. You're a sign of duality, and the duality is going to be clear during that third week, and I think maybe only you know how to work with that in the proper way. Week number 4, Five of Wands, rooted down by Ace of Wands. I don't mind that at all for you guys. If you're on the right path, if you've made the right decisions, I feel like that's like healthy competition or enthusiasm or exercise, or like even like competitive sports or something. Like that could be for some of you. Now, I'm not sure. Like I don't think that Five of Wands is doing a very good job of social distancing, so watch out for that, Gemini. Just because maybe the quarantines have been lifted doesn't mean you need to be like up in other people's faces all the time, okay? Really be careful of that. But I think that you're going to have some inspiration as it relates to like a group of people, or as or when you're thinking of like the creative projects in your life, like how are other people involved? What are you going to do? There's a lot of passion there for you maybe. And I think that your time of the year is going to give you a lot more passion and motivation towards other people, and towards like maybe now after this social distancing, you've realized how much of a social butterfly you actually are, and how you can maybe creatively still give that to yourself. Like there's a lot there for Geminis, but have fun with it. Like, I don't know, you know, exercising more, going for runs if you're able to, or doing something like outside will be really good for you in the fourth week. It would be good for everybody, but you've got to get some of that energy out and really just be open to getting some like grand, fun new ideas during that time. And I think that you will be golden, honestly, Gemini. And we are preparing to go into your season. So next month I will be having a Gemini season video, and we will be diving deep in your reading. So, you know, this is, you know, that 12th house energy until you get to the end of May, where things are kind of a little bit unclear and kind of a little bit void. So enjoy this time, Gemini. I hope that the reading has resonated for you, and we will be putting together an extended reading on Patreon. So if you would like to check out that extended reading, as well as get every weekly tea chat, early access to standalone YouTube videos, and much more, you can sign up for Patreon. The link is below, and I will also have it in the center of the screen for you guys as well. Thank you guys so much for being here, and let's jump over to Patreon. And now, your likes, comments, and subscribes here on YouTube make my day, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Much love. Bye.